A 400-year-old fire pit in rural England just forced an entire archaeological team to stop digging and call the police near. Because fire is supposed to destroy human tissue, and this hand didn't get the message. Archaeologists working at a dig site in rural England made a discovery that stopped the entire excavation cold. Inside a fire pit dating back roughly 400 years, they found something that defied every expectation. A human hand reaching upward through the charred earth, preserved in a way that modern science is still struggling to explain. Not a skeleton, not bone fragments scattered across the sediment. A hand, intact, reaching. Let that sink in for a second. The site had been a routine historical dig, the kind that university teams run every summer. Old farmland, post-medieval layers, nothing dramatic was expected. Students were brushing dirt off pottery shards when a lead archaeologist noticed the formation. What looked like a root structure at first glance turned out to be something biological and unmistakably human. The fire pit itself was well documented. Evidence of repeated burning over many years, consistent with domestic use from the 1600s. But the hand was positioned at the base of the pit, beneath the heaviest layers of ash and compacted soil. It should not have survived. Fire destroys soft tissue. That is not a debatable fact. It is basic chemistry. And yet, initial analysis suggested the preservation was linked to specific mineral content in the surrounding soil, combined with the way the pit had sealed itself over centuries. The lack of oxygen in that sealed environment may have essentially mummified the tissue rather than allowing it to decay. Researchers describe the skin as leathery but structurally coherent. Here is where it gets genuinely unsettling. The positioning of the hand was not accidental. Forensic specialists consulted on the case noted that the arm extended upward at an angle inconsistent with the body simply falling into the pit. The musculature and joint configuration suggested voluntary extension. Someone placed that hand there, or someone raised it themselves. The working theory that emerged was ritualistic burial. Practices involving partial interment, the deliberate placement of limbs separate from the body, were documented in various folk traditions across early modern Europe. Some connected to apotropaic rituals, essentially attempts to ward off evil or contain a dangerous individual even in death. The idea being that if you feared someone would return, you buried pieces of them in fire. What that says about the person this hand belonged to, nobody can confirm. Records from the region during that period are incomplete. Plague, civil conflict, religious persecution all intersected in that era in ways that make historical documentation deeply unreliable. What we do know is this: someone 4 centuries ago was afraid enough to do something extreme, afraid enough to burn, afraid enough to bury, and still the hand reached upward as though whatever they tried to contain never quite agreed to stay down. The dig site has since been fully excavated. The hand is in preservation storage, still being studied, but here is the question that nobody on that research team has been able to answer satisfactorily. If the burial was meant to trap something, and the hand is now above ground again, what exactly did we just let out?